Jai Shri Ram. Nammalwar. It is through Nammalwar we have received the Nalayira Prabandham because Nammalwar appeared before Natha Muni and recited all the 4000 pasurams which Natha Muni recorded. Nammalwar is also known as Shatakopan, which means one who presented the substance of the Vedas in Tamil. Nammalwar is believed to be born immediately after the birth of Kali Yuga. He was born in Tirukurugur, 8th century AD. So it is said that Sri Krishna promised that he will send a Mahatma to spread bhakti and the name of the Lord, to propagate bhakti in Kali Yuga. And Nammalwar is believed to be the Amsa of Vishwaksena, the commander in chief of the Lord's army. So Nammalwar's parents, their names were Kari and Udayanangai, and they were great bhaktas themselves. And they named him Maran. This Alvar was believed to have been born by the divine grace of Tirukkurungudi Nambi, and he was named Maran. And the child did not take any milk, and his behavior was very surprising. So the parents took the child to the temple and placed him in a cradle under a tamarind tree. And so the child sat in Padmasana there in contemplation for 16 years. And the whole village came to know about this divine child. Nammalwar says that Lord Krishna was food and water and everything to him. Nammalwar says that he used to play with the Lord, meditate at Krishna's feet, and he had no interest in the pleasures of the senses, and he could not tolerate mundane life. That is why he kept his eyes closed. He was such a staunch Sri Vaishnavite, he could not bear to think of other devatas, and he saw Sriman Narayana in everything and in all people around him. See, he says that jnana and bhakti are not the result of any sadhana. They come naturally to anyone by the grace of Sri Krishna. It is said that another contemporary of Nammalwar was Madhurakavi, who eventually became his disciple. And Madhurakavi noticed a great flame shining constantly down south for 2 to 3 nights and was drawn towards it. Following the flame, he reached Tirukurugur temple and saw Nammalwar seated there. Nammalwar was lost in meditation. So Madhurakavi threw a small stone to just disturb him. And I believe the sound of the small pebble woke up Nammalwar. Nammalwar woke up and he looked around, and Madhurakavi posed a question, philosophical question to the boy. Nammalwar was very young, you see, barely 16. And the question was, I believe, translated in English, this this jiva, life which is eternal, jiva, is born into the body which is lifeless. Then what will the jiva experience and where will it live? Nammalwar answered, Adai Tinru Ange Kidakkam. The question in Tamil was Setadu Vaitril Siriadu Pirandal Etai Tinru Enge Kidakkam. Enge Kidakkam. Adai Tinru Ange Kidakkam. My pronunciation may not be correct. This means that if the jiva is a realized soul, it will contemplate on Paramatma and live in divine consciousness. If not, it will endure the fruits of good and bad karma that result from its actions born of sensory perceptions and will remain caught in the cycle of birth and deaths. That was a simple answer. So Madhura Kavi recognized the great Mahatma because in one single verse, one single short line, he gave the answer. And Nammalwar woke up from his trance and he started singing verses on the Lord. Madhurkavi recorded all of the Alvar songs, and Nammalwar lived for only 32 years. So, Nammalwar says that though he performed Sharanagati, the Lord did not appear, did not give a darshan, and only after he completed 1000 verses. And Alvar then says that he is a mere instrument in the hands of the Lord, and the Lord sang his own glory through him. Tammai kondu tanai padina. It is said that Nammalwar never stirred out of his place in Tirukurugur, and the lords of all the Divya Deshams appeared before him in all their glory to hear him sing in praise of them. Ha, so wonderful. And others also report that the Alvar saw all the Divya Deshams with his Divya Drishti. It is said that Lord Sri Krishna appeared on the Garuda Vahanam to take him to his abode. So Nammalwar is referred to as Adi Guru, and Madhura Kavi says that Nammalwar with his grace leads us towards Sri Krishna. The Lord's Padukas are called Sri Shatari, and the Alvar himself was the Padukas. It said that the Padukas at Srirangam are believed to be the Alvar himself. Nammalwar, like I already said, is also known as Shatagopan, as he conquered the Shatavayu and all the senses. He referred to himself as Maran Shatakopan. The term Nammalwar was used by the Lord to address him. So the Tiruvanmozhi of Nammalwar is a work of great philosophical and bhakti content. Tiruvanmozhi is the substance of the Vedas in Tamil. Dravida Veda Sagaram, Tiruvanmozhi is also known as. So Tiruvanmozhi was the name, the title Tiruvanmozhi was also given by Krishna himself. And Krishna addressed him as Nammalwar. Krishna addressed him as Nammalwar to indicate that he was very special to him. So Ramanuja was greatly inspired, and Tiruvanmozhi has been the source of knowledge for all Vaishnava Acharyas, especially to Sri Ramanuja. Nammalwar says that the Lord is guided by the command of Sri Mahalakshmi, and therefore the easiest marga to him is through her grace. Nammalwar addresses the Lord as Sriyapati. Sriyapati. Nammalwar was always immersed in Krishna consciousness. The only way to break free of all the shackles of destiny is to hold on to the feet of Sri Krishna. This is the only Purushartha the Alvar craved for and recommended. The only Purushartha is holding on to Krishna's feet. 1866. Life is transient, and therefore remember that the ultimate goal of life is to constantly pray to Sri Krishna, and so that when the end comes, the mind dwells on the feet of the Lord, which liberates the jiva and grants moksha. Nammalwar says that temples and kshetras are hallowed because they are charged with the spiritual experiences of the great Atmas who lived there. Therefore, the anubhava of these great souls become part and parcel of the greatness of that kshetra. And in his Archa Avatara form, the Lord is easily attainable. Sulabham. That is, the deity is easily attainable. So Nammalwar says that there is a special relationship, intimate relationship between him and Krishna. And his bhakti was Atma Nivedanam. He never stirred out of his place under the tamarind tree in Tirukurugur. He mentions that he never worshipped the Lord with flowers, and all that he offered to the Lord was his love and his verses, poetry, pasuram. So he says that the Lord came and sat in his heart, and he told the Lord that he will not let him go, and he appealed to Sri Mahalakshmi for her support. Like I already said, the Archa Vigrahas of all the Divya Deshams appeared before him and requested him to sing about them. What an amazing personality. Jai Shri Ram.